Good morning, it's Penuel the Black Pen. I know I have not really been doing videos on the state of our political climate in the last week or so, and it's almost been intentional. You know, to be honest, I've been relatively frustrated and sad and angry about our politicians. It's not that I haven't been tracking current affairs, I have. You know, I've been reading the articles on the fights between the DA and the ANC, with Dr. Mpho Phalatse, who has resumed her mayorship in Johannesburg. I've been reading some of those articles, and maybe Mpho was a bit naive, you know, coming into politics thinking that, look, I'm just going to serve, and if I serve well, people will be happy. And she didn't know that politicians are actually not really about serving. They're actually about politics, distracting you, fighting with you, and not focusing on the people. So she's finding herself now distracted, focusing on fighting with other political parties in Johannesburg and not really doing her job. I've been keeping track of the fact that the mayor in Egoruleni has been removed. I've said before, I think it was a video on TikTok, that look, it's going to be Game of Thrones from now until 2024. So just keep your wits about you. Don't take things too personally, too seriously. Minister Lindiwe Sisulu did an interview which was basically speaking about if Cyril Ramaphosa is re-elected as ANC president, she won't serve under him. And one of the obvious questions was, but if you have an issue with the guy, then why don't you just quit now? But again, it's politicians politicking, you know, saying what they want to say. I've been tracking other current affairs. I mean, Kaizer Chiefs beating Orlando Pirates. I know that had a lot of tongues wagging. One of the stories that came out, of course, is a tweet by the city of Joburg that posted a picture of a Kaizer Chiefs jersey in a bin and saying, let's take out the litter. And then later on they apologized and then they deleted the tweet. You know, if you are working as a social media administrator for a company or a brand out there, please spend time with the brand and the company, and please familiarize yourself with ethics and objectivity. That is not your social media account. If you like Pirates or you like Chiefs or you like Sundowns, it's not for you to say. You're representing the city of Joburg. That means anything and everything under the city of Joburg is your priority. It's not your mom's account. It's not your account. But we learn. I don't know if the person got a warning, got penalized, got fired, suspended, but I hope it was a lesson to all social media administrators out there. And look, kudos to Kaizer Chiefs. And again, I'm always proud of family businesses, of legacy businesses, what Kaizer Mtaung Sr. has achieved, and also passing it on to his kids, Bobby Mtaung, Junior, Jessica Mtaung. I think is very exemplary for a person like myself, and hopefully for people like you out there, that you can pull something great. Obviously today we celebrate the Batus and the Drips and the Makosas of this world, but we have to celebrate the older people that also built amazing success stories and brands that have become popular not just in this country but in South Africa and the world. You know, I know there's a band in Europe that named itself Kaizer Chiefs in commemoration of Lucas Radebe that they liked, who ended up becoming a captain of one of the teams that side. But it was kudos to him. So I'm keeping abreast of current affairs, man. I heard about the story of the traders that were shot and killed by the police, traders that were selling chicken feet, you know, heartbreaking. I've been tracking stories like the GBV conference at Gallagher Estate in Midrand, and some of the attacks, not really attacks, some of the honesty that was raised by some of the activists, saying that some of these female ministers speak about how they don't feel safe as women. And it's like, excuse me, minister, you have bodyguards, you have blue lights, you live probably in a gated estate. You know, it's like a minister saying, you know, we feel sorry for the load shedding. You don't, because you guys don't have load shedding. You don't really know what we're dealing with. So, but for me, those conferences, as much as it's people venting and raising their issues, it's also just a lot of clowning, you know. I've said before to the GBV activists, one of them, Pingumandise Kanyile, who was there as well, you know, a lady I admire very much, a lady that has done amazing work on the ground, helping women that are battered and bruised get into safe houses, helping children as well. that for me, the biggest soldiers and the biggest people I admire are the people doing the work. The politicians and the activists. And some of these activists, they get excited when a woman is being beaten or raped and she trends, because for them, it means they now have a new poster child to go and bandy around and use to raise funding, you know. Or Uinene Mkhwetyana, or I think Ukarabo Mkwena. They end up being posters for NPOs to raise money locally and abroad. Look at what they're doing to our women. We need funding just so you can make money, so you can keep going. It's not sincere. Even people like Cyril Ramaphosa are trying to push that, you know, not enough is being done. Not enough is being done is because his Minister of Police, Bheki Cele, is frankly useless. You know, that's the reality that we have on the ground. So we appreciate the platforms, of course, but more work needs to be done on the ground. And I've said to, I was basically saying, I've said to Mandis and other women, if you guys are serious about getting men to stop hurting and abusing you, focus on getting women to learn how to fight and defend themselves. Focus on getting women guns so that men out there who are animals, who want to hurt women, know that they can be shot and killed. That's how you get a violent monster to behave. Said the same to black people as well, that if they serious about black consciousness, if they're serious about stopping white supremacy, if they're serious about getting rid of white racists or getting them to change, the most powerful voice is violence. The most powerful language, at least, is violence. So, but we'll see how it goes, you know. Is there anything else I wanted to raise? Like, again, these stories make me tired because I like focusing on people that do work, you know. Soweto Parliament, led by Nhlanhla Lux, is hosting the Soweto Olympics. I think mid-month, November. And it's not, look, it was a Soweto Olympics and it was meant to be in October, and they ended up extending the date because other townships wanted to be involved. So now it's become the Township Olympics. That's amazing. That's transformation. There's going to be kids that are going to, from racing, from participating in other sporting codes there, that are going to be inspired and motivated to make it a career. It's going to unearth new talent. That's real work being done on the ground. Duduzane, Zuma and the guys in Durban, I think cleaned up a sports field again recently, where I saw, I think it was girls, I stand to be corrected, girls, young girls that were now playing on a field that, you know, had become useless and unusable, and they've sorted that out. Like, you can call him names, you can associate him with the Guptas, but these are people that are doing work on the ground. Chris Papas, again, you know, I know I keep mentioning the same names, but my hope is that I can get more people to put their hands up. And look, the important thing is not just to do the work, but to market it. It's one thing to do the work, it's another to take pictures and videos and put on social media so that we're aware, so that you can inspire other people out there to do good work. So do good work. So Duduzane is taking cows to his dad, always a beautiful gesture. However you feel about Duduzane, however you feel about ex-President Jacob Zuma, seeing a son, you know, that you've raised, go and do something as amazing and going to buy cows, heads of cattle to give you as a gift, I think is inspiring. And I'm hoping for you that's going to watch this, if your dad or your mom, or maybe you're raised by your grandmother or your grandfather, if they've done something special for you in your life, small gesture, it can be 500 Rand, it can be you taking them out for a meal, could be you taking them on a flight, you know, putting them on an airplane for the first time, but you can do something just to say Nyabong. Thank you very much, Kyalebocha, you know, buy a donkey, you know, for what you've done for me. It always goes a long way, and it shows gratitude, shows maturity, and it shows that, you know, the tree that they planted in you, the seed that they planted in you has now born, it can now bear fruits. So that's pretty great. Was there something else I wanted to say before I end this video? Shout out to my boy, Chris Kapanga, who's a friend and a brother. They've moved to new offices. Chris Kapanga runs a company called We Clean It All. Not only do they do amazing cleaning services in corporate and in residential around Joburg and Pretoria, but they also train entrepreneurs. If you're interested in starting a cleaning business, they train people to run their own businesses. They help them get leads. They also hire out equipment, and they sell cleaning equipment, cleaning materials. You know, that's someone that's adding value to people, creating jobs, helping families. You know, shout out to Janine Makoko as well, of Mustard Seed. She made a t-shirt for me and some shorts for Penalism. I'm wearing that t-shirt on the latest episode of the Penal Show with Tibucho Kibine. So I'm gonna drop their links out down there. Janine is a friend, she's a sister. We share birthdays, so we always do like a breakfast or a tea or a coffee on our birthdays on the 15th of March. So she's an amazing person, amazing family, amazing mom, amazing wife, you know, rooted in Christ. You know, she's a Christian and she dogs me about that all the time. But these are amazing people that I love, that are doing good work, that are creating jobs. You know, Janine works with Mama Badala that's so for her. You know, we're doing work, man. I know we make a lot of noise on social media, but we're trying to do good work on the ground. You know, and I hope one day our politicians can wake up. I hope some of the voters can wake up and become politically literate and stop voting for people that make noise and vote for people that actually make a difference, people that are doing work. I hope we can get electoral reform and we can literally put hardworking people in parliament and not just put political parties that are like a Kaizer Chiefs Pirates who then go and pick clowns to go and represent the people out there. Shout out to Robert Marawa, amazing sports mind, amazing soccer guru for his book Qimshelele. A lot of very, very tough conversations that he's raised. It's going to be a page turner. It's going to be a book that's going to be spoken about for a while. Shout out to Robert Marawa. He inspires me as someone who speaks, as someone who's a voice, as someone who I'd like to think is smart and analyzes things on an international world-class level. So yeah, man, and shout out to Elon Musk on finally buying Twitter. Hopefully he'll get us back on. But yeah, man, I hope you're good. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope you're being a good parent to your children, being a good child to your parents. And I hope you're doing good work. I love everyone who works hard, everyone who wakes up every morning to make a difference. Penuel the Black Pen, man. Have a great and blessed day. I love you guys very much. Let's work, let's move, let's go.